Good evening and welcome to McKinley Field as the band tunes up for game time. Jason Liggett with you high above here on McKinley Field at the Urbana Athletic Complex as we get set for crosstown rivalry in week number 4 of Friday Night Football. It's your Urbana Tigers hosting the Champaign Central Maroons. The Tigers 0-3 on the season, still searching for their first win. If we look at the first few weeks of the season, the first couple they started off on the road at Wheaton Academy and then over in Danville, losing both of those. They lost to Wheaton Academy 42-6 and Danville 53-22. Last week was their home opener, losing 40-0. So we'll see if the offense can come alive here in week 2 against the 1-2 Champaign Central Maroons. The Maroons set to kick off here, an early start, 5 p.m. Whenever we have some of these crosstown rivalries at Urbana, they start them just a tad bit earlier, 5 o'clock kick. Earliest in the area, I'm sure, which always sounds excellent to me since I get a little bit more of a Friday evening afterwards. Then, of course, I'm rushing around all day, trying to get stuff done before 5. And there's the onside kick and recovered by number 79 for the Tigers. It's Khalid Masai for Urbana recovering that one. So good field position to start over here, to start the game here for the Tigers. It's on the 40-yard line. We appreciate you tuning in to the Tigers Media Network, streaming online at youtube.com/UPTV6, streaming also online at urbanapublictelevision.org. We see the pitch there and some good ball movement to start the game off for the Tigers. That is number 25, Patrick Jordan, on the carry. 9-yard gain takes it out to the 49-yard line. So second down and 1 to go here for Urbana. See if they can keep this momentum going. Good start so far for the Tigers. And up the near side to get the first down. That's Elijah Rogers, the quarterback for the Tigers. As we noted last week, he's a little bit of all over the place. Lack of numbers on this Tigers team. Elijah Rogers, starting quarterback, as well as the kicker and the safety on the defensive side of things. So he certainly gets a workout every Friday night. Good quarterback keeper there to get the first down. 1st and 10 from the 41. And we have a flag on the play. See who this goes against. And that is a false start on the Tigers. So 5-yard penalty is going to bring it to the 46. 1st and 15 now for Urbana. For more information on Urbana High School athletics, you can visit their website, il.8to18.com/Urbana. Rogers dishes this back to number 25, doing the same sort of play they tried on the opening drive there. Not nearly as successful this time around. Patrick Jordan might get a gain of 1 or 2 there. They call it a gain of 2. It's up to the 44-yard line now, 2nd and 13. 10:21 left to play in this scoreless first quarter here at McKinley Field. Jason Liggett with you on a warm September afternoon. It got up to the high 80s this afternoon here in Central Illinois. Here's the carry from the Tigers, reaching out and a few yards short of that first down, but That's Lavoy Young on the carry. Gain of 8 to bring up 3rd and 5. Central defense showing up big right there. And joining us on the broadcast now is Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. Of course, Natasha broadcast her first volleyball game last night. Urbana in a losing effort to Champaign Central 25-19, 25-19. They go down in 2 sets. Natasha, good to see you this evening.
You too.
And we see another flag on the play. We'll see if that goes against the Tigers. Tigers already have 5 penalty yards against them just on this first drive. And there's another false start call on the Tigers. So that's going to bring up 4th and 8 from the 39-yard line. Fourth and 8, Tigers going for it. Dropping back is Rogers, and Rogers fights off a defender. Here's Rogers on foot, trying to get to that first down marker, and just shy of it, it looks like. So I think we're going to have a turnover on downs here. He did a good job of shaking off that defender in the backfield, didn't he, Natasha?
Yes, he did.
Now, do you prefer the early 5 p.m. start time, or do you like the 7 o'clock? Do you attend the football games regularly, or not so much?
Not so much since I be working. But I would say I like the 5 o'clock games better.
That's what I was saying. I really like the 5 o'clock games, but I was struggling to get out of the office today to get here on time, so I barely made it here. But, yeah, it gives you a little bit more of an evening afterwards. So we'll see what the Tigers can do here on the defensive side of things, although they are going to bring out the chains here to measure that, to make sure it is, in fact, Central ball. I believe it is. I think he was just shy of that first down, but they want to measure it out here. You see assistant coach Sean Green signaling it's good, but some wishful thinking there from him. So it will be Central ball on the 32. Turnover on downs for the first drive of the Tigers. We did see some good offense from the Tigers, though, on that drive, which we hadn't really seen at all last week. Last week, they lost to Normal Community 40-0, so see if the Tigers can get some more offense going this week. Quarterback keeper there from Coriante Boyd. And he loses 2 on that run. So going to bring up 2nd and 12 from the 30-yard line here for the Maroons. He hands that off, and nice drive going together here. That's number 3, Terrell Evans. And Evans gets the first down.
Stopped on the play by 11, Rashard Montgomery. Gain of 13 on the play, bring up a 1st and 10 for Champaign Central from the 43.
So 13-yard run there from Terrell Evans. And Central's got a player on the ground, so going to take a timeout here to see what the issue might be. Urbana's going to take this opportunity to talk things over. go over their game plan here on defense. So not quite the start to the season that the Urbana Tiger football team was hoping for, but Natasha, how do you go about rebounding from this 0-3 start if you're Urbana?
They just got to put all their effort in. They got to put, more effort. It's the rivals across town, so they got to show up.
Well, and that's one thing that I think we kind of mentioned last night or perhaps last week with our interview with Coach Ordell Walker, is that no matter where the teams are at, whenever Champaign and Urbana play each other, it's a good effort and a good game all around. And we see a penalty flag go flying there. So that's Urbana's third penalty. First on the defense, though, but penalty going on, it's a 5-yard penalty, so 15 total penalty yards now for the Tigers. Pretty early on in this first quarter, 7:23 left to play. So you definitely want to clean something up there, and we have another penalty there on the Tigers. So encroachment again on the defense. So Central picks up the first down and keeps going here, just marching along thanks to these penalties. And number 25 for the Tigers, Patrick Jordan, for the tackle.
Loss of 5 on the play, bring up a second 15.
Central with the carry there, and that's Terrell Evans once again breaking through some tackles, and there for a second thought he might get away from them all, but he's brought down at the 37-yard line. Excuse me, 42-yard line there. So 3rd and 5 here for the Maroons. That one was handed off to Adams, and he dropped that, but it bounced right back up into his hands, and he retained it. It is a loss on the play, though. Looks like 4th and 11 to me. They're going for it with the ball on the 48. Toss it downfield, and no one's around to try to haul that one in. So turnover on downs there for the Champaign Central Maroons, and now it's Urbana's ball once again with pretty good field position. Natasha, talk a little bit about what field position means and the fact that they're already all the way up to the 48-yard line. A very good chance for them to score here for Urbana, that's for sure. Right?
Yes.
Rogers drops back, airs this one out to number 11. Oh, and just a little bit too far. He was looking for Rashard Montgomery there for the Tigers and overthrew it by just a tad. That certainly would have been a big play here in the first quarter. Would have brought this crowd alive, but unable to connect are Rogers and Montgomery. And we do have a flag on the play there. Rogers was running the ball. See who this flag goes against.
Central declined the penalty, bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Tigers.
So that one goes against Urbana as well, holding. Central does decline that penalty. And brings up 3rd and 10 now. They toss this over to Jordan. And Jordan's brought down for a loss. Patrick Jordan, a junior at Urbana High School.
Credit the stop to forward Jamal Matuka.
Do you know Patrick, Natasha?
Yes, I do.
And the punt for Urbana 2, Elijah Rogers.
Of course, yesterday we were calling volleyball, so not only did you know some of the girls on the team, but you played basketball with them.
Yes.
Oh, not what Urbana wanted at all right there. They lined up to punt that one, and not sure if the snap was bad, or I certainly hope that wasn't the drawn-up play. Regardless, that goes to number 79 down there, and Claude Nasai tried to get something going, but could not. So Central's going to take over on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. They hand it off to number 7, and he gets a gain of, looks like, 9 yards.
7, David Willis on the carry. Stopped on the play by 11, Rashard Montgomery. Gain of 9 on the play.
Central running. I do see another penalty flag on the play there.
3 to 11 on the carry. There is a penalty mark on the play.
Another penalty there on the Tigers' face mask.
After the penalty, Champaign Central take over 1st and 10 from the 18.
So that'll bring forward the ball to the 18-yard line in Urbana territory. Good effort here by Central, and they had a good chance to score right there. Running the ball down to, looks like the,
David Willis on the carry.
I'm going to mark that at the 10-yard line, was sophomore David Willis for the Maroons. Gain of 5 for Central.
Stopped on the play by 4, Prentice Turner. 1st down, Champaign Central. 1st and goal from the 5.
Urbana's going to take a timeout here, talk about their goal line stance, unfortunately. Still scoreless here, 3:07 left in the first, but Central threatening to score and put the first numbers on the board. It's 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. For game scores and more, be sure to follow the Urbana High School Athletic Department on Twitter. It's at AthleticsUrbana. We mentioned the Maroons 1 and 2 on the season. Their lone victory coming up to the Champaign Centennial Chargers. They beat Centennial 51-19 in week number 2. Did the Champaign Central Maroons. So they showed up big for that crosstown rivalry, and a number of penalty markers go out on this play. And I assume that's going to be a false start here on the Tigers. We'll wait to see what the official word is with 3:07 left here in the first. All right, so penalties offset each other as there was a false start on Central as well. So it's going to remain first and goal here from the 5-yard line. They're going to push that one in to score. So scoring first and a touchdown from the Champaign Central Maroons. Chance of defense coming from the student section to no avail tonight as Central marched that one in to take a 6-0 lead. 3:03 left to play here in the first. And they'll going to go for the extra point here. See if they can make it 7-0. I mentioned the Maroons searching for their second win here tonight. They beat Centennial in week 2, lost last week to Peoria Notre Dame 63-47. So certainly seems like Central can put some points on the scoreboard. Their win over Centennial, they score 51. Lost to Peoria Notre Dame last week, they score 47. In week 1, they lost to Metamora 43-16. Which will bring them to tonight as they look to get to that 500 record. Another penalty there against the Tigers, going to make it half the distance to the goal, and we'll see if they want to go for 2 here or not. Do you think they go for 2 or just go for the extra point, Natasha?
They'll probably go for that 1 point.
All right. Better safe, right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing we didn't bet. It looks like they're going for 2. They try to push this one in a similar manner, and it looks like they're in there. We'll wait for the signal, and yes, the 2-point conversion good. So Central uses that penalty on Urbana to go for 2, and it pays off. They're up 8-0 now.
The Urbana Tigers football and cheer student athletes have each chosen a staff member to represent them at tonight's game.
Well, so how important is it here for the Tigers to answer back with a good offensive drive?
It's very important. Just because they rivals, they have to go all the way in. Like, it's very, very important to push through.
All right, we both agree it's important. We'll see if that means anything on the field. See if they can get into the end zone here. As I mentioned on that first drive of the game, the Tigers showed a lot more life than they did last week against Normal Community. So hopefully that'll be the case going forward here.
In the kick for Champaign Central, 38, Bryce Buckey. Deep for the Tigers.
Bryce Punkay kicking for the Maroons. Another onside kick there. Not sure if it went the full 10 yards or not. I think that's what it has to do is go 10 yards, or I guess it did. Yeah, it definitely did there. And unfortunately, the Maroons covered that onside kick, so it will be Central ball. So Central with a good chance to make a statement early on in this ball game. They recover that onside kick, and with an 8-0 lead, they look to add to that with good field position. Ball's on the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Maroons.
Timeout, Champaign Central.
So before that was snapped, a timeout called by Champaign Central. So still going to be 1st and 10 here. And I wouldn't be terribly surprised coming out of this timeout if they try to air this ball out and go right for some big yards and possibly a touchdown. We'll see what happens. See if Urbana has that secondary coverage it needs to prevent that. We appreciate you tuning in this evening on Urbana Public Television, the Tigers Media Network, streaming online at urbanapublictelevision.org on Comcast Xfinity, Channel 6 and 1096, AT&T U-verse Channel 99, and i3 Broadband Channel 6. Of course, you can always watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/UPTV6. The UHS broadcasting program powered by the Urbana High School journalism class. Be sure to visit UHSecho.com as a big move there. It looks like that's number 25, Patrick Gordon. He brings down Terrell Evans for a loss.
So loss of 6 on the play.
So 6-yard loss there. Some good aggressive movement from Patrick Jordan of the Tigers. And a gain of a few there. Looked like Terrell Evans running that ball up. Looks like maybe a gain of 5, 4 or 5 there.
Spread that last stop to 76, Jelani Jackson. Gain of 5 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 11 for Champaign Central.
So it is going to be 3rd and 11 here. A gain of 5 on the last play. That run from Terrell Evans. Dropping back and airing that one out. Intercepted by the Tigers. And here comes Urbana. A big move there from number 24, DeMonze Moore. And Moore is still going.
Oh, my goodness.
And that'll bring this Tiger faithful alive here. Moore intercepting that pass and running it all the way to the 32-yard line. So Tiger ball, and after that onside kick recovery, it seemed like things were going the way of the Maroons, but that completely turns things around. Big interception there, big defensive move from Moore. So Urbana with some of the best field position they've had this afternoon going into the evening here. Rogers dishes it off to Jordan. Jordan now trying to cut the defense and not able to do so. He's brought down.
Patrick Jordan on the carry. Credit the stop to 55, Nick Gunn. Gain of 2 on the play.
He did gain a couple, so it's 2nd and 8 here from the 29-yard line. And carving out a path on the outside, Elijah Rogers gets the first down. He's going to bring it all the way to the 12-yard line here for Urbana. Good run by Rogers. Looked like he might run out of space there, but then cut quickly and right down the sideline. Good opportunity here for Urbana. Rogers hands that one off to Lavoy Young. Lavoy Young stopped about at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1. Well, he did gain 2, so it's going to be marked on the 10-yard line. Just 17 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Central up 8-0 over the Urbana Tigers. And Rogers dishes that one off to Josh Wilson.
Stopped on the play by 4, Jamali Matuka. That's the end of the quarter. Champaign Central 8, Urbana 0.
So that wraps up the first quarter. Still going to be Urbana ball as we start the second quarter here. Urbana deep in Central territory as they look to put some first points on the board here this evening. Right now it's Champaign Central on top of your Urbana Tigers 8-0. Taking a look at some of the upcoming broadcasts here on the Tigers Media Network. Coming up on October 1st, we're back at Judge Green Court in Oscar Adams Gymnasium. It's volleyball. We'll have soccer on October 10th, the Thursday, and then followed by October 11th football right back here at McKinley Field. And several more events after that, including a few senior nights. So it's 3rd and 11 here. Ball on the 14-yard line. And it certainly would be a big disappointment if Urbana is not able to come up with something offensively here and get some numbers on the scoreboard. We'll see what happens. We go back to that huge interception from Damaza Moore. Rogers drops back. He's had his eye on the end zone. Oh, and just through the arms of Rashard Montgomery. Just about a perfect play drawn up, and just through the arms of Montgomery, unfortunately. That you're going to look back and say, man, if only. So that'll bring up 4th down. We'll see what Urbana does here. I assume they're going to go for it. And I imagine with the ball on the 14, they're going to try to find that end zone again on passing. But we'll see. Drops back is Rogers. Rogers goes to the other side, and oh my, a touchdown. I don't even know how he caught that. I was about to say that ball sailed past him, but he must have stuck his hand out, hauled that in like it was nobody's business. Touchdown, Tigers. So Rogers with a touchdown pass. And that gets the student section going here as well as the band at McKinley Field. It's now an 8-6 ball game in favor of the Champaign Central Maroons. We could have a good one on our hands tonight, Natasha.
Yes.
Urbana looks to even things up here as they go for 2. Going to run the ball. They dish it outside and just shy of the end zone. Just shy. So the 2-point conversion no good, and Central clings on to a 2-point lead with 11:48 left to play in the second quarter. It's the Maroons up 8-6. Jason Liggett up on top of the press box alongside Urbana High School senior and UHS broadcasting member, Natasha Williams. Urbana boys soccer with a tough loss last night to Peoria Notre Dame. They went down 6-0. And as we previously mentioned, as you might have seen on the Tigers Media Network, volleyball lost to Champaign Central. And what did you think of the first volleyball broadcast, Natasha?
It was good. As my first one, it was good.
Well, and one thing that I always appreciate about volleyball and basketball, it's such a fast-paced sport that even when you lose, it's still fun to call.
Yes, it is.
And the Tigers really battled and led in both sets, but just not able to hold on. They lost both of them 25-19 to a very good Champaign Central Maroon team. So the Tigers volleyball team fell to 2-6 on the season. And as we mentioned, the football team still searching for their first win.
And the kick for the Tigers, 73 McKinley.
Onside kick here from the Tigers. Hopefully they were looking to do exactly what Central did last time around, but not able to do so.
Champaign Central take over, 1st and 10 for the 41.
So the Maroons look to answer right back and put a little cushion into their lead as it dwindles down to just 2 here. They hand off, and right up the middle, he's going to get a first down and then some. Running upfield, Terrell Evans. And still early in this game, we can certainly tell that Terrell Evans a force to be reckoned with on the Champaign Central Maroons. He's been running that ball up the middle non-stop, it seems like. Big player for them on the offensive side of things. And they try for the same thing there, but Patrick Jordan trips up Evans.
Stopped on play by 4, Prentice Turner. No gain on the play. 2nd 10 for Champaign Central from 45.
So 2nd and 10 from the 45, and Jordan teams up with number 75 for the Tigers to bring down Willis.
The stop to 25, Patrick Jordan. Also 4 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 14 for Champaign Central from the 49.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 from the 49. 3rd and 14, 3rd and 14 from the 49-yard line. Urbana looking to stop the Maroons on this offensive drive. Maroons hand that off to number 1, and he's brought down around the line of scrimmage. Are you a football fan at all, Natasha?
So. I'm not like a big.
Okay. Do you watch NFL at all? Do you have a favorite team?
No.
No?
But
okay.
my grandma loved football, so it's like,
Oh, okay.
when she watch it, I ain't got no other choice to watch it.
I got you. Do you know your grandma's favorite team?
Yeah, the Bears.
The Bears? All right.
Yes.
Well, I like your grandma already. Well, you can just tell everyone, if they ever ask you who your favorite team is, you can just tell them the Bears. 'Cause Jason and your grandma want you to cheer for the Bears. The Maroons dropping back under pressure, and he finds a receiver. And that ball comes loose. All right. So under pressure was the quarterback. He tossed that one, completed, and then fumbling, and the Tigers recover the football. So another good defensive play there by the Tigers. So ball on the 35. Good dish there from the Tigers to find number 8.
Aaron Barber on the carry. Credit that stop to 63, Jaden Williams. Gain of 5 on the play. Second 5 for the Tigers from the 40.
So that's Jazarian Barber wearing number 8 tonight. He had a 5-yard run there, so 2nd and 5 from the 40. Rogers with the keeper and marching that one forward. I think they got the first down. They certainly did. A little bit of an unorthodox play, but perhaps Central Maroons weren't expecting that just as much as I wasn't expecting it. So Tigers get the first down. Tigers have done a nice job on the offensive side of the ball, which we really haven't seen the first few weeks. Pretty evenly matched with the Maroons here in this first half. We'll see if the Tigers can pull ahead. They threaten to get into Champaign Central Maroon territory. Ball on their own 47-yard line. Rogers hands off to Young, and they're pushing Young forward. I think they're going to mark that around the 50-yard line. And they will just past the 50-yard line, so.
Stopped on the play by 52, Chase Vickers. Gain of 3 on the play.
It's going to be 2nd and 7. Nothing too much going there for Young and the Tigers. Lavoy Young gains 1, so it'll bring up 3rd and 6 here. Tigers drop back and get clobbered there. Number 52 for the Maroons comes up big. That's Chase Vickers. So Rogers is sacked, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Loss of 6 on the play. Bring up a 4th and 12 from the 45 for the Tigers. And the punt for Urbana, 2, Elijah Rogers.
So Rogers back to punt for the Tigers. Low snap. We see a flag on the play. He gets that one up, and it's going to go to about the 29-yard line and bounce a couple yards from there. Going to mark that at the between 23 and 24-yard line, it looks like. We'll see what the flag is all about. And it is a warm one for September so far this evening. That sun's still up in the sky, starting to set as we can see some longer shadows on the field. All right, so a penalty marker on the play against the Tigers. So a 5-yard penalty on Urbana. These penalties continue to add up here. And that'll bring up 4th and 17 as Rogers is in to punt again. And Urbana takes a timeout. Coach Walker wants to talk things over. Some strategy here on the punt, I suppose. 5:59 remaining here in the first half. Tigers trail by 2 with an 8-6 Central advantage. Punt by Rogers and received at the 26-yard line there. So the difference between what they had before and what they have now is just a couple of yards. So no sweat on that last penalty for the Tigers. It's a 33-yard punt by Rogers. And it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line for the Champaign Central Maroons. And number 3, Lavoy Young bringing down Terrell Evans rather. Evans shaking off some Urbana Tiger defenders before he was brought down, so it is a gain of 5 there. Ball's going to be marked on the 31-yard line. Karante Boyd on the carry there for the Maroons. He was reaching towards that first down and just shy by 1 yard, so going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the 35-yard line. And the Maroons diving for that one, but not able to get it. So they're short. So that's going to bring up 4th down. See what Central wants to do here. Looks like they're going to go for it. Just 4th and 1, 4th and short really. And Central's going to talk things over. Timeout Maroons. That's their second timeout of the first half, so they've got 1 remaining here, as do the Tigers. 4:27 left to play in this first half. Champaign Central Maroons up 8-6 on the Tigers. And check out the schedules for all Urbana High School athletic events, whether it be fall, winter, or spring, on the athletic website for Urbana High School. It's il.8to18.com/Urbana. Here come the Maroons as they try to get a first down deep in their own territory here. Ball at the 35. It's 4th and 1. 4:27 remaining. They've got a 2-point lead. The Tigers defense trying to come up big here. That one handed off. They get a first down and more. Running that ball is number 21 for the Maroons. He brings it out to the 46-yard line. That's Boyd on the carry.
First and 10 for Champaign Central, the 46.
So Coriante Boyd helping out on the offensive side of things here this drive for the Maroons. First and 10 from the 46. And flag on the play. Looks like that might be on the defense. Excuse me, on the offense. So false start on Champaign Central, 5-yard penalty. Nice to see those penalty markers going the other way, as Urbana's already racked up a number of them. It looks like the officials want to talk something over here. And they were off by a yard. So rather than 4, they bring it back the full 5. Lining up once again the Maroons and the Tigers. Maroons lunge forward there. Jabali Matuka, their quarterback, gains a couple.
Jabali Matuka's pass complete to 3, Terrell Evans.
So Matuka to Evans. And Evans gets knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. 3:08 remaining here in the first half. Central battling for that first down. Still just a little bit short, but what should have been a lot short. Looked like the Tigers were going to stop them there at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to gain 4. That's going to bring up 4th and 2, I believe. Ball's marked at the 46-yard line, so 4th and 2 it is. 2:39 remaining here in the first half. This one handed off to number 3, Terrell Evans, and Evans is going deep for the Maroons. He's brought down inside the 15-yard line. So big gain there for Terrell Evans and the Champaign Central Maroons. And looks like someone from the Tigers might be down. So not what he wanted to see on that play. See where they marked this ball. Looks like it's going to be at the 13-yard line. So gain of 33, a 33-yard run there by Evans and the Champaign Central Maroons. Jason Liggett alongside Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. It's an 8-6 ball game now with Central on top. 2:10 remaining here in the first half. We appreciate you tuning in on the Tigers Media Network. Streaming online, youtube.com/UPTV6 or urbanapublictelevision.org. You can also watch us on your traditional cable lineup. Comcast Xfinity, channels 6 and 1096. i3 Broadband, channel 6, and AT&T Uverse, channel 99. The Tigers Media Network made possible by UHS Broadcasting, part of the Urbana High School journalism class. Of course, you can check out their online newspaper articles at uhsecho.com. And this could be bad news here for the Tigers. Looks like that is that number 2, Elijah Rogers, being helped off the field. Can't quite get a read there on the number. But as I said before, Rogers a huge part of this team. Not only the quarterback, but also the safety, the punt returner, and the kicker for the Tigers. That is number 2, in fact, limping off the field. So hopefully he is all right and just shooken up a little bit, but we'll see. His helmet's off, and looks like he's just going to walk it off there on the sidelines. Meanwhile, back on the field, running into the end zone and scoring a touchdown for the Champaign Central Maroons is Terrell Evans. So that offense drive that time brought to you by Terrell Evans of the Champaign Central Maroons. The Maroons lead 14-6 now, 2:05 remaining here in the first half. Central going to go for the extra point here. Back to kick is Price Punke. And kick is up. And it is good. So Punke gets the extra point to make it a 15-6 ball game. Central up by 9. .205 remaining. I see Elijah Rogers with his helmet back on. Was sitting down. Now he's up again. So he might be good to go here. We'll see. Looks like he's still kind of testing out that ankle with the athletic trainer for Urbana. Have you ever had any in-game injuries, Natasha?
Yes.
Care to share or no?
At the end of the season on my sophomore year, I got fluid on my leg. It was the worst 6 games missing ever.
Oh, so you missed a full 6 games. Yeah. Oh, wow.
But I still didn't listen. I was still on it, practice and stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, you said that was your sophomore year, right? So you were back for a full junior year?
Yeah.
Recovered fine? Yeah, good. So Rogers not out on the field. Looked to be his ankle. Somewhere in the leg or foot area. He keeps kind of looking down. I think it's the ankle, though. Here's a little bloop kick to the 32-yard line. Diving on that is Urbana. And looks like they're going to mark it at about the 28.5-yard line, maybe the 29-yard line.
Kickoff recovered by 6th, Octavius Kelly.
Dontavius Kelly credited for the kickoff recovery. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what that's all about. A sideline warning there on Urbana. I guess I wasn't paying too close attention to the sideline. Not too sure what that's about or what it's for. Perhaps they weren't happy with something, or just plain doing something they're not supposed to be doing on the sideline. I don't know. 2:02 remaining here in the first half, and it's Urbana ball on the 29. Handoff there. Running on this one is Young. Young dicing and slicing. He's past the 50, and he's all the way up to the 43-yard line. So good run there by Lavoy Young. It's a 28-yard run by Lavoy Young. Lavoy Young looked like he ran into trouble early on in that play and kept toughing it out and switching directions and gets a 28-yard run out of that one. So 1st and 10 from the 43, 1:44 remaining here in the first half. Tigers trail by 9. They dish that one off, and running this one up the sideline is Jordan. And Jordan takes down the camera guy. Wonder if he was recording. If so, we want to see that footage. Looks like one of the news guys was brought down there. There is a flag on the play, though, so we'll see what that's all about. I suppose that's the advantage of being all the way up here, Natasha. We don't have to worry about being tackled. We're up on the press box here at McKinley Field. So penalty goes against the Tigers, and it's going to be 1st and long here. They get marched all the way back to the 48-yard line. 15-yard penalty.
To Elijah Rogers and the quarterback keeper. Stopped on the play by 4, Jabari Matuka.
Dropping back is Rogers. Rogers runs for it. He keeps it. He's up to the 40-yard line and gets a little bit more. Reaches out, and I think he gets that first down.
Brought down play by 52, Chase Vickers.
Very good run there by Elijah Rogers and the Urbana Tigers. .45 seconds remaining here in the first half. Tigers trail by 9. It's a 15-6 ball game. And they're going to bring the sticks out and measure this, make sure it is, in fact, the first down here. Looks like it is to me. See what the signal is here. I think the tip just got over. Oh, they're signaling inches. So just shy of that first down. So 3rd and inches. You think that the Tigers are probably just going to lunge forward here, but the clock management does become an issue with 45 seconds left and just one timeout. We'll see what Coach Walker and Urbana elects to do. They just lunge forward and get this first down. It's 3rd and inches. And the Tigers do get the first down there.
First down, Tigers.
So Rogers dives forward and gets the first down for the Tigers. Gain of a couple on that one. Ball is now marked at the 30-yard line. Tigers need to hurry. There needs to be some urgency here. Just 25 seconds remaining. The clock is moving. They have enough time for a couple with a timeout. He goes to air this one out. Will it be caught? No. So 16 seconds remaining now. It's 2nd and 10.
Pass intended for 30, Kalen Webb. Bring up a 2nd and 10 for Urbana.
Rogers trying to find Webb in the end zone. Webb did have single coverage on him, but that ball just a little bit off the mark, or perhaps Webb off the mark there, but the two did not connect regardless. Rogers drops back again. He gets tangled up. He gets hit from behind there and brought down.
Elijah Rogers sacked on the play. Credit the sack to 55, Nick Gunn.
And Tigers take a timeout here with just 8 seconds remaining. It's their last timeout, so going to come down to this last play here. 3rd and 9, but last play of the half, I would think. See if Urbana can find the end zone here and weaken this lead a little bit. Shrink the gap. It's now 9-point lead here for Central, 15-6. Well, they've kind of looked towards the end zone here for these plays. Do you think they might do a short pass this go round and try to run it in the rest of the way? Or just look to the end zone again?
Oh, I would say look to the end. They probably look to the end zone.
All right. We'll see what happens. Central's got 4 back, protecting that end zone. Rogers drops back. He gets tangled up. He shakes one, but not able to shake all 3. He is brought down, and that is how the half will end. So unfortunate end to the first half for the Tigers. The Champaign Central Maroons up 15-6. We did see some good things from the Tigers that half, especially on the offensive side of things, also on the defensive side of things. Big interception play at one point from Damaja Moore, and some good running from both Elijah Rogers and Lavoy Young. The Tigers do score a touchdown, so a 15-6 game here as we head to halftime at McKinley Field. Jason Liggett and Natasha Williams will be back with the second half right after this. Back for the second half of action here at McKinley Field on the Tigers Media Network. Jason Liggett joined by Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. Thanks so much for joining us. Whether you're watching later on Comcast Xfinity's Channel 6 and 1096, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, or i3 Broadband Channel 6, you can also stream us online, youtube.com/UPTV6. We're also made available on the NFHS network. So the Tigers had a decent first half. They find themselves down by 9, 15-6. Champaign Central set to receive at the start of the second half here. Could have been a little bit closer. Urbana had some good field position late in the game, but unable to find the end zone as time expired in the first half. So down by 9, Tigers have a little work to do. They're going to get to do it on the defensive side of things first. Onside kick there and a penalty flag. That goes out of bounds just shy of the 50.
Champaign Central starts third quarter, 1st and 10 from the 50.
So ball on the 50 to start Champaign Central's offense for the second half. They hand it off to number 21 on Champaign Central. That's Coriante Boyd.
Fumble on the play,
And there is a fumble, so it is recovered by the Tigers. So Tigers defense has already recovered a couple of fumbles and forced an interception. So some good play by Tigers defense. Hopefully that carries over on the offensive side of things. They get the ball right away to start this second half and a chance to shrink this 9-point deficit. It's 15-6 in favor of the Maroons. 11:51 to play here in the third quarter. And Tigers offense back on the field, looking to do something good. Elijah Rogers dishes off to Jordan, and Jordan brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Stopped on the play by 55, Nick Gunn. Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 for the Tigers.
Rogers dishes off once again, and this time they go up the near side and gain about 5.
30, Kalen Webb on the carry.
That's Kalen Webb on the carry for the Tigers.
9, Nick Johnson.
And the ball out to the 34-yard line.
Gain of 7 on the play.
That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for Urbana. They dish back to Jordan. Here's Patrick Jordan on the far side. He picks up the first down. He's still going. Brought out of bounds around the 52-yard line.
25, Patrick Jordan on the carry.
Some good yardage there by Patrick Jordan.
Gain of 15 on the play. 1st and 10 Tigers from the 49.
So they're going to mark it at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 15, so a 15-yard run from Patrick Jordan. Jordan's having himself a good game this evening. Once again, an early start time for this game. Started at 5 o'clock, crosstown rivalry against the Champaign Central Maroons. Dropping back is Rogers, and that one overthrown. Intended target was Rashard Montgomery.
Intended for 11, Rashard Montgomery. 2nd down, Tigers.
And Rogers gets taken down by Champaign Central. That's Gunn and Becker bringing down Rogers for the Maroons. So brings up 3rd and 11 from the 48-yard line. Rogers hands this off to Lavoy Young. Lavoy Young charging forward. And he gains a few. So Young gains a few, but not quite enough. Brings up 4th down. Ball on the 48-yard line. Rogers looks over to coach. See what they're going to do on this drive, on this play. 9 minutes remaining here in the third. Tigers trail by 9. They opened up this second half by recovering a fumble. They toss it over to Lavoy Young again. Lavoy Young muscles his way through to a first down. Young marches that one to the 40-yard line. Looks like they might not mark it at the 39. So Tigers offense has been pretty consistent here tonight. Just need to find the end zone sooner rather than later as they trail by 9. Rogers dishes that one back to Kalen Webb, and Webb loses a yard for Urbana.
Stopped on the play by 52, Chase Vickers.
So 2nd and 11 from the 41. Handed off to Lavoy Young again, and Young gets a few. Should bring up 3rd and 8 there.
Credit the stop to 78, Brian Becker.
And it'll be 3rd and 7 from the 37-yard line.
Folks, get out your 50-50 tickets. We'll be reading the winning number here shortly. Please get out your 50-50 tickets.
Gain of 1 there for Urbana. That'll bring up 4th down, unfortunately. So the Tigers have another good offensive run here and see if they can keep it going.
Bring up a 4th down for Urbana.
Rogers dishes back to Patrick Jordan. Jordan trying to find that 1st down marker, and I think he's just shy of it. Unfortunately, looked like he was going to get it there, but he's brought down just 1 yard shy of a 1st down. So it's going to be Central Maroon ball here.
Champaign Central will take over. The 1st and 10 for Champaign Central from the 31. Here is your winning 50-50 number. 881-7674. Again, 881-7674. Please collect your winnings at the cheerleaders on the track. Thank you. For 21, Ferrante Boyd on the carry.
Ferrante Boyd on the carry there for the Maroons. He gains a few. So 2nd and 7 here from the 34-yard line. Terrell Evans brought down there.
25, Patrick Jordan. On the 72, Drayden Shelton.
And running up the middle is Evans. He's off to the near side, and he's knocked out of play at the 46-yard line. So gain of 19 there. They're going to mark that on the 36.
First and 10, Champaign Central for the 46.
46, excuse me. 4:52 remaining here in the third. Champaign Central up over the Urbana Tigers 15-6. It's week 4 of high school football here at McKinley Field. That one handed off to Boyd. Boyd makes a nice run of things and gets it out to the 39-yard line.
21, Durante Boyd on the carry. Tapped on the play by 25, Patrick Jordan. Gain of 7 on the play.
Oh, that might have been a miscue there from the Tigers. We'll see who comes up with this, but it was a fumble on the play. Urbana recovered that one, and then they lateraled it, and they might have fumbled it on Urbana's side of things. We'll see what referees are getting together here. I think Urbana trying to get anything to happen on the offensive side of things to get some points on the board. They should have just fallen right on that and taken it from about the 40-yard line, but they tried to get fancy there. And it's great when it works, but when it doesn't work, not so great. It might not be great this time around. They're going to talk things over here. Of course, you have Urbana saying they have it and Central saying they have it, so we'll see what the officials say. It is microphone wasn't on there for the officials, though. Tough to hear what the ruling was there.
Take over, first and 10 at the 39.
All right, it will be Urbana ball from the 39-yard line. So Urbana's had a number of chances on offense. None of them have paid off, or at least not enough of them. They dish this one off to Patrick Jordan. Jordan on the far side. He's in the sideline. He picks up the first down and is knocked out of bounds around the 53-yard line.
Run out of bounds by 2, Ashton Timms. Gain of 9 on the play.
And here's a run by the Tigers. He's getting away and getting some room there is Elijah Rogers. And Rogers gets it all the way out to the 24-yard line. A very good run by Rogers. He's brought down. He looks like he's in a little bit of pain down there on the turf. Athletic trainer over to take a look at him, but what a big run by Rogers. A gain of 27 yards for the Urbana Tigers. Gets them the first down and then some, and some very good field position, but we certainly hope that Rogers is okay. Second time he's been shooken up tonight. We saw earlier it looked like he had an ankle issue over on the far sideline, and he came back in after stretching that out a little bit. So a couple of coaches over there, as well as the athletic trainer, to get a handle on what things are happening. So big run from Elijah Rogers, and we're hopeful that he'll return to this game and that the Tigers will have great field position. And some of the screams you heard during that drive, certainly a number of Urbana faithful out here at McKinley Field, but also Natasha Williams. You got pretty excited there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Urbana High School Natasha Williams joining us up on top of the press box this evening. She was with us last night for Urbana High School volleyball as well. We're happy to have her along for UHS broadcasting this season. So I didn't quite see what was there. He's not on the field here, correct?
No, he's on the
He's
side.
still okay. He's still down and getting looked at. So stepping in at quarterback looks like it's Lavoy Young, and he's swiftly brought down by the Champaign Central Maroons.
Brought down the play by 63, Jaden Williams. Also 4 on the play. Kaylin Webb on the carry. Brought down the play by 63, Jake Williams.
Webb gains a couple there. But now it brings up 3rd and 11. So certainly it's only been a couple of plays here, but you can tell that Urbana's offense just doesn't quite click the same without Rogers on the field, right, Natasha? Lavoy Young filling in at quarterback. Looked like he might have thought about throwing that one, but he runs it. Shy of the first down, so it's going to bring up 4th down here, but just 4th and a couple.
8-yard gain on the play. Fourth down, Tigers.
And looks like there's a fumble and Central recovers. See what the ruling is here from the officials, but it looks like it's mini Central Maroon football, one way or the other. So after a very good, energizing play and run from Elijah Rogers, he gets shooken up, and he was out of the game for the final 4 snaps of that one, and Urbana's offense doesn't go much of anywhere, although Lavoy Young had a good run on that 3rd down. But Tigers come up short once again as they were deep into Central Maroon territory. So Urbana is definitely making some strides tonight on offense, but just can't deliver that knockout blow that it needs once it gets deep into the territory of the Central Maroons. And there we see that one dished off to number 3 for the Champaign Central Maroons, Terrell Evans, and he was about to take off, but he gets tripped up by Urbana, and looks like that are going to mark that one around the 28-yard line, 26-yard line. Jordan knocks him out.
Gain of 10 on the play. First and 10, Champaign Central, 26.
Central runs it. Looks like a gain of about 7 there.
13, Joshua Wilson on the stop.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3 from the 33-yard line. And the student section delivering a Let's Go Tigers chant, but right now it's a little bit too much Maroons as we see Willis on the carry. Maroons up by 9, 15-6. 53 seconds left here in the third quarter. Another good, healthy run there from Terrell Evans. It's going to be marked at the 51-yard line, so 2nd and 1 with 30 seconds, and the clock keeps ticking here in the third quarter. Hand this one off to number 21, Boyd. And Boyd picks up the first down and is brought down at the 44-yard line.
First and 10 for Champaign Central from 44.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter.
Champaign Central 15, Urbana 6.
Central still on top, 15-6.
We need those students that are needing rides after the game to please make those arrangements now.
So as we enter the fourth quarter of play here, Urbana trails by 9. They've shown some spurts of offense, but not able to get into that end zone other than early on in the first half, in the second quarter, I should say. First play of the second quarter, they made it to the end zone, but not much since then. Well, Natasha, what does Urbana have to do on the offensive side of things to score some more points and make this a closer game?
They got to get their heads back in the game. They got to push.
Well, you mentioned their heads not being in the game. Part of that might be because Elijah Rogers shooken up the last offensive drive, and looks like he's still down.
Yes, this is like he was the major key in the game tonight.
Absolutely. So Tigers still very much in this game, but without one of their key players, it's a tall task ahead for Coach Ordell Walker and Urbana as they trail by 9. Start of the fourth quarter here. Central has the ball on the 44-yard line. Looks like that one's handed off to Coriante Boyd again. He's got a 4-yard run there. And the sun has set here in Urbana. We've got the lights on for quite a while now. Still some blue in the sky, though. It's just approaching 7 o'clock, which is our normal kickoff time here at McKinley Field, but an early start of 5 p.m. with crosstown rivalry games here at the Urbana Athletic Complex. So they started at 5 o'clock, and will be wrapped up before most of Central Illinois finishes up their first quarter here tonight. Not a bad thing if you have plans later this Friday night.
After the penalty, be second one for Champaign Central from the 35.
Boyd carries that one to a first down and more. It's marked at the 25-yard line.
Gain of 10 on the play, first and 10 for Champaign Central from the 25.
Jabali Matuka drops back and hands that off.
3 to 11 on the carry.
Matuka, the senior quarterback for the Maroons.
Jelani Jackson on the stop. Gain of 4 on the play.
And Urbana doing the nice job of pressuring the run there.
One out of bounds by 4, Dennis Turner.
Looks like the Maroons do pick up the first down, unfortunately. And they're really threatening to score here. Looks like the ball is marked on the 15-yard line. So first and 10, 10:02 left to play in the first. And pushing forward is Coriante Boyd and the Maroons.
Stopped on the play by 11 for Charlotte Montgomery. Gain of 9 on that last play.
And Central gets in for the touchdown. So at 9:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Central now up by 15. It's a 21-6 ball game. So Urbana doing a good job holding off Central for as long as they could, but now they find themselves down by 15 and Central going for the extra point. Ian Askland holding, and kicking for the Maroons is number 38, Price Punke. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Maroons get the extra point to make it a 16-point ball game, 22-6. The score in favor of the Champaign Central Maroons. 9:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. And it might be safe to say that at this point, Elijah Rogers won't be back to quarterback the Tigers. He's still laying down with the athletic trainer. think it's a leg issue, but certainly not sure at this point, but hope everything's good for next week and beyond in his high school career. And the band cranking out some YMCA here. Well, down by 16, a comeback certainly not impossible, but perhaps unlikely with what we've seen from the Urbana offense so far this season. Although tonight they've been pretty good, just had some trouble getting into the end zone. What can we expect for the rest of the game here, Natasha?
They just have to put, like, their effort is there. They're trying their best, but they just have to go for it all.
All right, we'll see if they can get it all here. Back to receive is Urbana. And a long kick sailing into the end zone. So Urbana takes a timeout. Ball will be at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 as they start this drive, trailing by 16. It's a 22-6 ball game. 9:40 remaining here at McKinley Field. Jason Liggett along with Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. We appreciate you tuning in on the Tigers Media Network. Some upcoming broadcasts we have. Looking at our schedule here, we're next at Oscar Adams Gymnasium for volleyball, 6 p.m. on October 1st. Soccer on the 10th. We'll have football back here at McKinley Field on October 11th. So Tigers on the road for the next couple of weeks. We'll, of course, have football on the 18th, senior night, here at McKinley Field. Tigers 0-3 on the season, still searching for that first win. Central 1-2 entering tonight. And Lavoy Young continues at the quarterback position, and he is brought down for a loss of yards. Loss of 5 goes to the credit of Chase Vickers for the Champaign Central Maroons. Lavoy Young keeps it this time and gains a couple. Some of the student section has begun to file out here at McKinley Field as they get rides home for an early Friday night. 8:28 left to play. Urbana trails by 16. Tigers back to kick. They get the friendly roll as that one falls down around the 44-yard line, but sails all the way past the 50, and looks like they're going to mark that at the 44-yard line in Central Territory. There is a flag down on the play. In fact, a couple of flags, so see what the officiating crew can come up with here. So Urbana penalized there, and they find themselves in the back of the end zone here to kick. And that snap is fumbled, and a safety for Champaign Central. So quick 2 points there for the Maroons. And now a 24-6 game. So the Tigers kept this one close for as long as they could, and these teams pretty evenly matched, to be honest. And then once they saw the demise of Elijah Rogers, the Urbana's quarterback, on the sideline now, seems to be okay, sitting down and talking, but he is out with injury. He had a 24-yard or perhaps even a 28-yard run. I think it was a 28-yard run where he was brought down. Big gain for the Tigers, and Urbana hasn't done much since. As they now trail by 18 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
Central 2, Ashton 10, 3 through 11.
Tigers kick this one, and it is caught in the air at the 48-yard line. The Maroons making a run of it here, and looks like a return of 13 or so. They're going to mark that at the 33-yard line, so very good field position here for the Champaign Central Maroons as they're already up by 18, 7-11 remaining here in the fourth. It's a 24-6 ball game. It's 15-6 at the half, and it has been all Central here scoring anyway, and we see a pass there and into the end zone. The Champaign Central Maroons, or nope, just down. Fell down at the 1-yard line. So near another touchdown here for the Maroons. See what the Urbana defense can come up here with a goal line stand. It is 1st and goal from the 1. I imagine there'll be a run here from the Maroons. And the Maroons carry it and run it in there for a touchdown. So that's number 3, Terrell Evans, who we've called a lot tonight with the touchdown run. So the Maroons up 30-6 now with 6:40 remaining. Central lines up for the extra point. Bryce Punkay in to kick the extra point for Champaign Central. And we have a flag on the play. Let's see if that was encroachment on Urbana's part. And looks like it was. So half the distance to the goal, and here come some substitutions for the Maroons as they're going to try 2-point conversion here, I imagine. All right, they're going to get the 2-point conversion or no, Natasha? What do you think? You think they'll get in the end zone here?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Okay. Sounded like a yes, but you don't want them to. And looks like they got in there. 2-point conversion is good. So now a 32-6 ball game. So I think at the end of the night, this score is going to be a little lopsided, but doesn't really tell the whole story as we're pretty close there for 3 quarters. As we got into this fourth and Rogers went down with the injury, kind of took the morale out of this Urbana team. They now trail by 26. For more information on Urbana High School athletics, you can visit their website, il.8to18.com/Urbana. You can also follow them on Twitter. It's @AthleticsUrbana. Be sure to follow Urbana Public Television on Twitter. It's @Urbana Public TV. We post a variety of content from our public education and government programming on UPTV, including some highlights from these games. Of course, you can watch these games later on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/UPTV6. We appreciate you being with us here on the Tigers Media Network. Jason Liggett alongside Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. High above McKinley Field here, 5 p.m. kickoff time on this early start for this crosstown rivalry. Punkay going to kick this off for the Maroons. It's a lengthy kick, sails into the end zone once again, so Tigers will have it at the 20-yard line.
Credit that stop to 88, Jeff Hummel.
And looks like the Tigers have another player down on offense. So fourth quarter dragging on a little bit here at McKinley Field. We've had a couple of injuries, some flags on the play. A couple of touchdowns from Central, lengthens the game a bit. 6:21 left here in the fourth. It's been all Central this quarter, 32-6 on top of Urbana. Tigers 0-3 coming into tonight. They've lost to Wheaton Academy 42-6 in the first week. Over in Danville the second week, 53-22 the final of that game. Their home opener was last week against Normal Community, 40-0 the final of that one. If we look at Champaign Central's season, in week one they lost to Metamora 43-16. They won over Centennial 51-19 in week two, and last week they lost to Peoria Notre Dame. They're on track to even up their record at 2 apiece should they hold on and win this one here at McKinley Field. And looks like that's a fumble from Urbana, recovered from the Champaign Central Maroons. So more bad news for the Tigers on the field as they fumble that one. And the Maroons continue their offensive onslaught here on the Tigers. Flag on the play. The Maroons running the ball, and they're brought down. Looks like maybe a gain of 1.
7, David Willis on the carry.
That was David Willis on the carry. There's a fumble. We'll see who recovers it. It might be the Tigers. That it is. So fumble there by Central. Urbana gets the ball back soon after they fumbled. So it will be Urbana football here. 5:47 left in the fourth. They're down 6-32 to the Champaign Central Maroons here at McKinley Field. Jason Liggett alongside Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. We'll be back with you October 1st, Tuesday night volleyball game at Oscar Adams Gym. Central is going to take a timeout here. And here go the Tigers. Big hard hit there. Almost running through them there. On the carry was Patrick Jordan for Urbana. So Jordan gets the first down and then some. It's a 19-yard run for Patrick Jordan and the Tigers, as the ball marked now at the 44-yard line. So that's the biggest offensive play we've seen since starting quarterback Elijah Rogers has gone down. Flag on the play there. I mentioned Rogers has gone down. Lavoy Young handling quarterback duties since then. Looks like this one's going against the Urbana Tigers. And it is. False start on Urbana, so adds to the penalty yards that's been against them this evening. And they have had a lot. Particularly to start the game off, it seemed like every play they were getting false starts or encroachment on defense, or they even had a holding and a face mask as well. So going to be 1st and 15 from the 49-yard line. 5:27 left to play here in Urbana. Young drops back. He's looking to run, I think, and he is brought down. Big loss there for Urbana. They're going to mark him all the way down to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and long here. That one dished off to Jordan. Jordan gained 6. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Marked at the Central 49. 4:15 left here in the 4th. Urbana trails 32-6. That one dished back to Webb, and Webb is brought down for a loss.
Credit the stop to 71, Lavarian McClendon.
This one aired out by Young. Possible interception. No, Urbana comes up with it amazingly. That one tipped by the Maroons, and coming up with it for the Urbana Tigers is Patrick Gordon. So complete from Young to Jordan, and that's a first down, Urbana. Or is it just shy of the first down? Oh, just shy. That's disappointing. That pass was high and wobbled around a little bit and somehow complete to Patrick Jordan, but just a yard shy. So Champaign Central going to take over on downs. They'll have it at the 35-yard line. So Central going to take a timeout here with 2:59 remaining, and they're up by 26. Not too sure what they could be talking over here, but they're going to talk it over regardless. So Central football with 2:59 remaining here in the game. They're up by 26. It's 32-6 here in the fourth quarter at McKinley Field. We appreciate you tuning in on the Tigers Media Network. Jason Liggett alongside Urbana High School senior Natasha Williams. This one carried up for a gain of 4 yards.
David Willis in the carry. Stopped on the play by 13, Joshua Wilson.
.143 now left in this game.
First down, Champaign Central.
Flag on the play here. See what we got, which is 49 seconds remaining in this one, and going to be a false start on the Maroons. So that's going to back them up 5 yards. Be 1st and 15 now for Central. And it looks like that will wrap everything up here. Central's going to win this one 32-6 over your Urbana Tigers. So Central improves to 2-2 on the season as the Tigers fall to 0-4. Urbana still searching for that first win of the season. They'll be on the road the next couple of weeks searching for that. For Natasha Williams, I'm Jason Liggett. Thanks so much for tuning in. Central wins this one 32-6. We'll see you next time on the Tigers Media Network.